Tonight on Texas News Primetime, UT announces new initiative for free speech on campus.
A new candidate enters the race for Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives.
An alleged second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump is being investigated.
Hispanic Heritage Month kicked off yesterday with UT events happening throughout the month.
What you missed from the Emmy Awards last night. This is Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns.
Good evening. For Monday, September 16th, I'm Nicole Vargas.
And I'm Joseph Sweeney. Thank you for joining us tonight.
UT Austin President Jay Hartzell announced that the university will adjust its auto admission standards to accept only the top 5% of Texas high school graduation classes compared to the previous threshold of 6%. The new policy will go into effect for incoming students in fall 2026. The current application cycle for fall 2025 remains unaffected by this change. A university spokesperson said in a statement that the change will allow UT to continue to meet state requirements that 75% of the freshman class be automatic admissions from Texas high schools. The spokesperson said, quote, UT Austin is committed to continuing to provide world-class classroom and research experiences for our students, even while we are facing record demand, end quote. The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, a nonpartisan organization, ranked UT as the 8th worst university for free speech. UT was the lowest ranked public university, being specifically critiqued on the school's response to pro-Palestinian protests on April 24th. UT received a score of 23.39 out of 100, giving them a poor speech climate ranking. 40% of UT students said they self-censored at least once a month. Once again, many of the comments in this survey pointed to their perceived censorship of Palestinian speech and lack of support for Muslim students. According to the Austin American-Statesman, UT has said the university supports free speech but will take action to enforce its rules and prevent campus disruption. Additionally, the UT Office of the Dean of Students has announced today that they will be launching a new event readiness and response unit in order to provide support for students who wish to, quote, garner expressive activities, end quote. Furthermore, the webpage of this new program includes university policies, demonstration guidelines, and rules regarding demonstration locations and the usage of amplified sound. The university plans on officially rolling out this program in the coming weeks. UT Austin President Jay Hartzell will be delivering the 2024 State of the University Address on Wednesday. The speech will take place in Hogg Memorial Auditorium at 3 p.m. A live stream of the speech will be available to watch on UT's Office of the President webpage. The speech will discuss how university leaders plan to advance excellence, innovation, and the student experience at UT.
School districts in and around the area are responding to an influx of school shooting threats against their campuses. In the past 2 weeks, a 29-year-old man and a 17-year-old student were arrested and charged for separate threats made against Hill Elementary and Graham Elementary, both in Austin ISD. Also within the time frame, three students were taken into custody in connection to threats against 2 Hayes CISD middle schools. And, thanks to tips submitted via their anonymous reporting platform, Westlake Watch, Ames ISD officials arrested a student who planned to carry out an attack at Westlake High School. While some of these threats were evidently determined to be false alarms, evidence suggests that the Austin and Ames ISD threats could have potentially been carried out. The rise in local threats comes in the wake of the September 4th shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia, during which 4 people were killed. British Airways will increase non-stop flights from Austin Bergstrom and London Heathrow international airports, according to a September 12th press release from the city of Austin. Beginning March 31st, 2025, 2 flights, one from Austin and one from London, will begin servicing Austin Bergstrom 6 days a week from Monday to Saturday. This expands on existing flights from Austin to London, which still service all 7 days a week. The city added in the press release that the incoming fleet of Boeing 737s are Boeing's most fuel-efficient aircraft to date. In August, former Austin City Council member Don Zimmerman filed a lawsuit against the city over an item in the city's budget allocating $400,000 in financial support for people in Austin traveling to acquire abortion services. Despite the legal action, a sitting council member told KXAN News that the city would still provide financial support, helping women access out-of-state abortion care. This comes after San Antonio faced a similar lawsuit in 2023 for implementing its own reproductive justice fund, which was later dismissed.
On Saturday, 3 passengers were left stuck on pandemonium roller coaster at Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington. The ride stopped abruptly around 9 p.m., halting and suspending a single car about 20 feet off the ground. The attraction is known for its high speed and abundant turns, drawing parkgoers to, quote, a maze of spin opportunities, end quote, as noted on the Six Flags website. According to park officials, the roller coaster was stuck in a safe location. The ride was designed to stop as a safety mechanism, preventing casualties that could be caused in the future. Arlington firefighters quickly responded, rescuing the 9 passengers using a large ladder to safely assist them down the attraction. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, though the park has not disclosed how long the passengers were stuck on the ride before being rescued. Democratic State Representative Ana Maria Rodriguez Ramos declared her candidacy for Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives yesterday. The Richardson representative joins the 7-person race for Texas House Speaker and stands as the lone Democratic representative running for the office. The Democrats currently hold 64 of the 150 seats in the Texas House. Despite this, Rodriguez Ramos told the Texas Tribune she is confident the Democrats will be able to flip the state house in the November general elections. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has issued a second round of directives for the Texas Senate, most notably impacting higher education institutions, protesters, and runoff elections. Patrick is instructing that higher education institutions be examined and reformed if there are certificates and programs that maintain diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Other directives also include unmasking protesters, stopping non-citizen voting, and potentially lowering the vote percentage threshold to avoid runoff elections.
The FBI is currently investigating an alleged assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump that took place at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday. At around 2 p.m. local time, Secret Service spotted a rifle sticking out of a fence about 300 to 500 yards ahead of the former president as he traveled between the 5th and 6th hole. Secret Service members engaged in gunshots with a suspect who fled the scene but was later detained in his vehicle on I-95. The suspect is 58-year-old Ryan Leslie Ruth, a Hawaii resident who has a previous felony charge for possessing a weapon of mass destruction and who has openly criticized Trump on social media. Trump was unharmed in the incident and wrote in a fundraising email later that day that he, quote, is, quote, well, safe and well. This incident comes just 2 months after Trump was the target of another assassination attempt at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, leading lawmakers to question the safety of presidential candidates. President Biden has come forward encouraging increased resources for the Secret Service, saying, quote, the service needs more help, end quote. Rock artist Jon Bon Jovi, the voice behind hits like Livin' on a Prayer and It's My Life, is being hailed as a hero for helping to coax a woman in a crisis off the edge of John's pedestrian bridge in Nashville, Tennessee. Video released by Nashville police shows Bon Jovi and another person approaching the woman, who is hanging onto the bridge railing overlooking the Cumberland River. The singer, who was apparently on the bridge to film a music video, was able to convince the woman to climb back over the railing to safety. The two embraced, and Bon Jovi walked her out of the frame and off the bridge. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. If you or anyone you know is in crisis, dial the Suicide and Crisis Hotline at 988. Tomorrow is National Voter Registration Day. Nonpartisan student organization Texas Votes will be tabling at the West Mall tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. and the Bass Concert Hall from 8:30 to 9 p.m., where UT students can ask questions and register to vote. Nationwide, the last day to register to vote is October 7th.
The FBI is investigating bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio, following false claims targeted towards Haitian immigrants. Today, 2 universities within the city moved to virtual classes and 2 elementary schools were evacuated after campus police at Wittenberg University received emailed threats of a bombing and campus shooting targeting the Haitian community. The threat on the city arises amid going fallout from baseless allegations made by former President Trump during the second presidential debate, where he claimed that Springfield migrants are stealing and eating local pets. Following threats on Springfield hospitals last Thursday, vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance backed up Trump, telling CNN on Sunday that he has seen evidence, quote, firsthand, end quote, and claiming that there is, quote, nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals, end quote. Springfield City Mayor Rob Rue later told CNN that he and other officials also received threats, and that he wishes that politicians, quote, understood the weight of their words and how they could harm a community like ours, end quote. Rue also denounced claims that migrants were harming local pets and is working with local law enforcement on the situation. Central Europe nations have been facing flooding since earlier this weekend, and so far have claimed the lives of at least 17 as of this morning. In Romania, over 5,000 households have been evacuated after facing over 42 gallons of rainfall per square meter. In Poland, where rainpour has stopped, a spokesperson has told the New York Times further flooding is still possible due to river water levels and ground saturation. In Austria, rain continues to pour and relief is not expected to end until Wednesday, with dams around the country threatening to overflow. This is a changing situation, and TSTV News will continue to provide you with updates as we receive them. On Monday, TikTok faced federal court fighting for its survival following a push from lawmakers to ban the app in the United States on the grounds of national security concerns. With TikTok's 170 million U.S. users, national security officials worry that TikTok's Chinese-owned parent company, ByteDance, has unauthorized access to American data. The decision to ban TikTok was met with bipartisan support in April as President Biden signed a law giving ByteDance 90 days to find a non-Chinese buyer or be shut down nationwide. In the oral arguments beginning on Monday, TikTok pleaded to a 3-judge panel that free expression laid out in the First Amendment surpasses the national security concerns brought against them. In response, Chief Judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, Srinav claims that the case would be, quote, a huge First Amendment concern, end quote, if ByteDance was a U.S.-based company, but arguing that this is not the case here. Unless the law is overturned, it is set to take effect on January 19th. The Justice Department has asked the panel to reach a decision by December. When we come back, Apple announced a line of new products. PrimeTime will be right back.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue?
Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. Over 30,000 Boeing factory workers have gone on strike. TSTV News' Anish Tiwari has the latest. How are you doing today, Anish?
I'm doing well, thank you, Joseph.
All right, awesome. Well, without further ado, why don't you go ahead and take us into what's going on this week in business and in STEM?
Of course. Boar Head, the company known for their deli meats and cheeses, has ended production in their Virginia meat plant. This production plant was found to be the source of a deadly listeria outbreak that killed 9 people and caused horrible sickness for dozens across 18 states. The company found that the listeria came from the production of liver rust, which they have now permanently discontinued. Boar's Head has said they plan on implementing stricter protocols and a new officer for food quality and safety. Boeing's factory workers walked off last Friday, staging a strike in response to a contract that didn't meet their demands. Around 33,000 workers under this contract are represented by Boeing's largest union. This would be Boeing's first strike since 2008 and will likely disrupt their commercial plane production in factories in Seattle and Portland. The strike puts risk on their stock and future plans to increase production. Last Monday, Apple unveiled their newest line of iPhones, AirPods, and watches in an event dubbed It's Glow Time. CEO Tim Cook shared details about the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Plus to attendees at Apple's Cupertino campus. According to Cook, the newest iPhone will have customizable action buttons, a more advanced camera, and a brand new A18 chip. Apple also announced the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max, which boast a larger display and a titanium finish, according to Apple. The tech giant also gave more details about the much-anticipated Apple Intelligence, which they announced last June. The first features of Apple Intelligence will be able to be downloaded in beta on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, in addition to the new iPhone 16 models next month. Pre-orders for all announced hardware start this Friday.
For bringing us up to date on the world of STEM. Yesterday kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month. TSTV News' Audrey Wong has the latest. Audrey, how are you doing today?
I'm so good. Thank you, Nicole. Well, UT was designated as one of 46 Hispanic-serving institutions and was awarded the Seal of Excelencia, recognizing the school for its commitment to providing high-quality education for Hispanic students and uplifting their experiences on campus. It is only fitting, therefore, that UT is scheduled to host several community events in observance of Hispanic Heritage Month, which kicked off Sunday and will run through October 15th. Among the events that students, faculty, and community members can attend are a seminar hosted by the College of Education honoring the namesake behind the Sanchez building on Speedway, and a cultural food night in the dining halls with a live mariachi performance. For dates and other details, visit the UT Events and Announcements calendar on the Texas Today website. And stay tuned for coverage of campus and city festivities throughout the month. The Ancestral Appreciation and Cultural Committee of Campus Events and Entertainment is hosting a Mid-Autumn Festival celebration tomorrow. Mid-Autumn Festival is celebrated in Chinese culture, marking the end of the autumn harvest. The event will take place in the Shirley Bird Perry Ballroom of the Texas Union from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy traditional mooncakes, tea, lantern making, and learn about the different cultural customs of the festival. The event is free to attend with your UTID. The State Fair of Texas announced a new list of food items on the lineup for this year's fair season. That list includes macchiato fritters, churro crumble cheesecake, cookie butter nachos, bat bacon pickle fries, fried matcha, a Lay's potato chip drink, pork belly ceviche tamales, and much more. UT students can try some of these unique creations while attending the annual Red River Showdown in October, where Texas football will face Oklahoma right in the middle of the Fair Park.
Thank you so much for being here today, Audrey. When we come back, Texas volleyball suffers a third loss of their season. More up next with our special segment of Press Box on Primetime. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Primetime. Texas football comes into week 4 of the college football season at 3-0, but a certain Heisman contender was only in for the first quarter. Campbell Choate has the latest for Press Box on Primetime. How did Texas football do against UTSA?
Deputy Ewers, quick, call for backup.
Backup?
Yes, Deputy Quinn Ewers.
We don't need any backup. I got this. Look, we don't need any backup, even if he has great hair and famous relatives.
Quinn Ewers didn't need backup against Michigan, but he definitely did on Saturday. Ewers left the first quarter with an abdominal strain after putting up 2 touchdowns, and the guy that needs no introduction entered the game. Arch Manning had a 4-touchdown performance against UTSA and passed 223 yards. On Manning's first drive and first throw, he nails a pass to DeAndre Moore for a 19-yard touchdown. On the drive right after that, Arch shows off his athleticism and runs for a 67-yard touchdown, easily the most infamous play of the night. Texas fans found out that Arch is the fastest Manning to play, clocking in 20.7 miles an hour to the end zone. Manning follows up with a 51-yard touchdown to Isaiah Bond and a 75-yard touchdown to Ryan Wingo. Texas wins 56-7 and moved up to number 1 in the AP polls on Sunday for the first time in 16 years. Texas will face Louisiana Monroe at home on Saturday at 7.
Campbell, Texas volleyball is 3-3 with SEC conference play starting on the 27th against A&M. What happened against Stanford?
Yeah, Texas volleyball is still working out some of their beginning of the season kinks. Texas was swept against Stanford in Maples Pavilion on Sunday, their 3rd loss of the season. Madison Skinner led with 12 kills, and freshman Aiden Ames led with 5 blocks. The Longhorns were able to get the Cardinals' lead down to 2 and 23-21, and then 24-22 in the 3rd set, but fell 22-25. Texas' hitting average was 125, but they look for redemption in Waco against Baylor on Wednesday, and then they'll come back to host at Greg Gym to Hawaii on Friday.
Can you catch us up on some of the highlights from the second weekend of the NFL?
Yeah, as for NFL update, Dallas Cowboys are 1-1, and Stephen A. got his first opportunity of the season to mock the loss. The Cowboys lost 44-19 against the Saints in Jerry World, and they'll host the Ravens on Sunday at 3:30. The Texans went up against the number 1 draft pick Caleb Williams and the Bears at NRG Stadium, winning 19-13 with a 2-0 record. The Texans go on the road with hopes to stop a Minnesota Miracle. They'll play Sunday at noon.
Thank you so much for coming on here today, Campbell. Coming up next, all that you missed from entertainment award shows this past week. Primetime will be right back with you shortly. Stay tuned.
"13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue?
Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. A record-breaking number of wins for a single season of television were awarded last night at the Emmys. Audrey Wong joins us now to spill the tea. How are you doing today, Audrey?
I'm good. How are you, Joseph?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Go ahead and take us away with the MTV Video Music Awards.
Yes, so the 2020 MTV Video Music Awards, or VMAs, was an event to remember, as this year marked its 40th anniversary. And we have some of the highlights from the event. Hosted by Houston native Megan Thee Stallion, the night was filled with stars, extravagant performances, and shocking outfits. Eminem started the night with a performance resembling his early 2000s Slim Shady look, creating clones of himself on stage. Hot to Go singer Chappell Roan won her first ever Moon Man for Best New Artist. Katy Perry received the Video Vanguard Award for her outstanding career, delivering a packed performance during iconic songs such as I Kissed a Girl and E.T. Sabrina Carpenter not only won the award for Song of the Year for Espresso, but she also gave a stellar performance where she kissed an alien on stage. And of course, Taylor Swift won Video of the Year award for her third year in a row for the music video Fortnite featuring Post Malone. During her speech, she gave a sweet shout out to her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, remarking his support throughout the shooting process. Overall, this night was jam-packed with exciting moments.
What was your favorite moment from the night, Audrey?
Honestly, I think it was the TikTok video I saw of a woman who was dubbing Taylor Swift and basically telling all her viewers what she was saying. She was jamming out to Katy Perry's performance, inviting people to come sit next to her, and just really seemed to be enjoying herself.
Nice.
Well, yes, in addition to the VMAs, last night the 76 PrimeTime Emmy Awards took place, airing on ABC. While the Hollywood strikes delayed the 2023 Emmys until January, the 2024 Emmys went back to its normal time slot in mid-September. The night saw a record-breaking amount of wins for a single season of television. FX series Shogun won 4 Emmys last night and 14 Creative Arts Emmys last weekend. The limited series category saw the Netflix mega hit Baby Reindeer take home Outstanding Limited Series or Anthology beating out frequent winner Fargo. Comedy series The Bear beat its own record of 10 wins for a comedy series by achieving 11 wins last night, most notably in the acting categories. It was, however, overtaken in Best Comedy Series by HBO's Hacks.
Audrey, tell me, do you have a favorite TV show that you were rooting for last night?
Honestly, I don't want to be biased. I just hope everyone had a great time and was rooting for them all equally.
Amazing. I will say, I thought that it was great to see Baby Reindeer win an award. I absolutely loved Baby Reindeer, and I thought that all of the crazy plot twists and just the mayhem of it all, it was crazy for me to wrap my head around. So for it to win an Emmy is just great news for me.
I haven't seen the show, but I'll have to check it out. Sounds great.
You should. That's your Monday briefing. I'm Nicole Vargas.
And I'm Joseph Sweeney. From all of us here at TSTV News, thank you for watching.
Now go out and change your world.